Have you ever heard about the metaverse before? And do you want to invest into the metaverse in order to potentially earn a ton of money? Well, then it might be a good idea for you to start watching this video, because in today's YouTube video, I will give you 3 different examples of companies that are heavily invested into the metaverse and that are investing millions of dollars into the metaverse. If you don't know what the metaverse is, then don't worry, because I will also go over what the metaverse actually is and explain it in a very brief and simple way. Before we get into it, then I would highly encourage you to press the like button if you like the video, or subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one in the future. It will help me out a lot if you were to do so. So thank you, and let's start the video. The metaverse is actually a concept that has been around for many years. However, it has recently started to gain a lot of popularity, and companies are now investing millions and millions of dollars into the metaverse, where they buy land and they invest into AI and VR and so on. Basically, the metaverse started gaining popularity back when Facebook last year changed their name from Facebook to Meta, and they sort of like revealed the amount of money that they are willing to invest into the metaverse. They also revealed sort of like their vision of what the metaverse could be, and that was really interesting to see for very many people and very many investors. So when Facebook did that, it sort of like opened up the eyes for many new investors out there and many companies as well. The metaverse is basically a new version of the internet as we know it today. Basically, the metaverse will enable us to interact and speak with people from all around the world without actually physically being there. This will be able through the sort of like technologies that VR and AI brings. The metaverse is therefore actually more or less a copy of the real world as we know it today, but in a digital format. This actually means that you are able to attend concerts in different countries than the one that you're physically in, due to this concept. So you can actually be there in a digital format and enjoy this experience and experience the exact same thing as the person who's actually physically there. That is what the metaverse will enable you to do. If you are the type of person who likes to work from home, well then the metaverse could potentially do you a lot of favors, because essentially you can put on your VR glasses and you can show up to work in a digital world where you would be able to interact with your colleagues and all of that without actually physically being there. So there are a lot of benefits from this metaverse, and the whole metaverse is actually possible due to blockchain technology. So with a very brief and simple explanation of what the metaverse is, then I'm going to go into my 3 top companies that I'm personally invested in and that I have high expectations for in the future when it comes to the metaverse. The first company on my list is going to be a company called Unity Software. Unity Software is actually a very interesting company, and they have created a ton of apps. And they have created some well-known apps such as Angry Birds and Pokemon Go, for example. And if you've ever played video games before, well then there is a very high chance that Unity actually made the software for that game. The picture here provides an overview of just how big Unity actually is within this sector. And roughly 50% of games across mobile, PC and consoles is made with the Unity. 71% of the top 1000 mobile games were made with the Unity. The company also operates in different segments such as films, animation, cinematics, transportations and manufacturing, and many other segments. So based on that, you get a brief overview of what Unity actually is. Unity is heavily invested in the metaverse, and they are anticipated and expected to be a large player within the metaverse space and the creation of the metaverse. The reason is that a lot of companies are actually using the software of Unity because it is so good. And most likely this software is also going to be needed for creating some of the parts that has to go into the metaverse. So now you have a very rough idea of what Unity Software actually is and what kind of company they are. Unity Software is a company that has created a very successful software system, and they have actually created numerous softwares. And it is expected that these softwares that they have created will also be a part of the creation of the metaverse. So therefore, investing into Unity is also a direct investment into the metaverse, because they will be a large player and a large part of the metaverse. So the metaverse is actually something that is on top of their priority list and something that they are very focused on. So now let's look at the current stock price for Unity. Unity, they went on the stock market in September in 2020. And it is right now only up 32.45%, and that is primarily due to large losses in 2022. So right now the price for this stock is really good, and I'm buying it myself as well, and I'm very bullish on this company. I do have high expectations for Unity software within the next 10 years, and I do think that they are going to play a key role in the creation of the metaverse. The second company on my list is going to be Nvidia. Nvidia is a company that has changed the graphic card component of computers and that have been very successful for many years in the creation of graphic cards. However, today the company is also offering a bunch of other products, including softwares and cloud services and so on, and they have also been very successful in doing that. Nvidia is also a company that is very heavily focused on AI, and it is most likely one of the most advanced companies in the world when it comes to using AI and developing AI technology. Since the metaverse will be created using AI technology, then it is expected that one of the leading companies in the world with this technology will also play a big part in the creation of the metaverse. Nvidia is a very financial strong company. They are making a large profit every single year, and they have a very high cash flow every single month. So they are not in a position where they need to raise debt in order to invest into the metaverse. They can simply do that from the profit that they are already making. So Nvidia has sort of like an advantage in that regard compared to many other companies because they are not in the same financial position as Nvidia are. When we are looking at the stock price for Nvidia, we do see that Nvidia has experienced a very significant growth in stock price, especially since the pandemic started in 2020. It currently has a PE ratio of 56.97, so it is quite expensive. However, due to the huge potentials that this company have, I still consider this being a really good investment. It is also a company that I myself am buying, even though it is quite expensive right now. Due to the huge potential that Nvidia has with the metaverse, I actually consider this a really good buy at the current price, and it is something that I'm also investing in myself, even though it is quite expensive. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I do believe that Nvidia will be one of the companies that are able to change and create the metaverse and making it even better than it already is right now. So I believe that they will play a key role in the creation of the metaverse. And that alone, the potential in that alone is enough for me to sort of like invest into the company. On top of that, they also have started producing so many other products than just their graphic cards, and they are the leading company when it comes to AI. So there's a lot of things going Nvidia's way, and I really find this to be a very interesting company. And I myself, as I said before, am invested into the company and I would like to buy more Nvidia. The third stock on my list is actually not going to be a specific company, but an ETF. The name of the ETF is Roundhill Ball Metaverse. It is of course an ETF that is focused on the metaverse. So the benefit of investing into the ETF instead of a specific company is that you get the diversification of the whole segment and of a bunch of companies within the metaverse instead of being reliant on a single company. That is why I like to buy this ETF instead of investing into single companies. Within this ETF's top 10 companies, you will most likely find companies that you already know. There's also companies that I've talked about in this video. Roblox has the highest weight of roughly 9%, followed by Meta of roughly 8.5%. And the third company is Nvidia with a weight of roughly 7.5%. When we're looking at the current market price for this ETF, we find that the price is around $11 and the price has decreased a lot during 2022. So it might be a good time to buy. I am definitely very bullish on this ETF, and I do believe that investing into the ETF might be a good idea for very many investors, as it is a very great way of diversifying your risk. When it comes to investing into the metaverse, we're talking about investing into a segment that is not yet developed. So there is a really high risk involved when it comes to investing here. Therefore, I do believe that diversifying your risk is a really good idea. And that is why the majority of my money invested into the metaverse is placed within an ETF. These were my top 3 investments within the metaverse. I hope that you liked the video, and if you did, then please press the like button on the video or subscribe to my channel if you want to. It would help me out a lot if you were to do so. So thank you for watching and see you in the next one.